Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, and today I want to talk a little bit about a GTX 1080 versus a GTX 1080 Ti. More specifically, which card should you be picking up if you are looking for high-end gaming? Now obviously a lot of this actually depends on what type of monitor you have, what is your budget, all those different things. Long story short, if you have an unlimited budget, you have a monitor that can take advantage of it, and you just want the absolute best, the GTX 1080 Ti is the winner there, hands down. And in fact, if money's no issue at all, you could go all the way up to like a Titan V. But that's not what I'm really focused on here today. I'm really more focused on which one is giving you a better bang for the buck, and in fact, that actually is a pretty clear answer as well, but it's not the GTX 1080 Ti. So as of the recording of this video, you can actually find a GTX 1080 Mini. This is the Zotac variant of this card for $480 on Newegg. And yes, this is a shell shocker deal, so that price is likely to go back up to around $500. But you can't even find a GTX 1080 Ti for less than about $720. And even if you're shelling out that much money, you're just getting a blower style cooler. So you're gonna have a pretty loud card that doesn't have the greatest thermal performance. Now, if noise is not an issue, maybe you game with a headset, especially a closed back headset, that's not going to be a problem for you because you're not going to hear the outside world anyways, then hey, go for it. But if you're looking for a card with a better cooler on it, then you're going to be paying more like $750 on up from that. Now here's the thing about the 1080 Ti. It's about 35% more expensive than the GTX 1080. And you're only seeing performance gains, at least judging from the reviews that I've been looking at this morning. You can expect about 20% performance gains with that GTX 1080 Ti over the 1080. But you're also paying a lot more money for that 1080 Ti, and that's assuming that all the rest of the hardware is remaining identical. Instead, what I would suggest if you're building a new system and you're looking for higher end gaming, maybe you take some money away from the GTX 1080 Ti and just get the 1080, so you save $250 to $300, and you can reinvest that in other resources in your system, whether it be more storage, maybe you want a higher capacity SSD, an M.2 SSD or something like that, for example, a better processor that'll give you better frame rates, so maybe going from a locked i7 to an unlocked i7, which you can then also add more money in to the cooling solution so you can overclock it and again see those performance gains. More RAM would be another option. So all these different options get opened up if you reallocate some of that money from the GPU to other system components. And that in my mind is actually one of the really attractive things right now about the GTX 1080 is that it is a very, very strong card that can game at 4K, especially since we haven't really seen a lot of monitors yet that are actually in the wild taking advantage of higher refresh rate 4K video. If you're a 4K gamer, you're likely at 60 Hertz. So a 1080 in most cases, you're going to be able to get that 60 FPS. Now in some games, sure, you'll have to hit down settings a little bit more than the 1080 Ti's, but you can still get to that 60 FPS mark in 4K gaming for the most part with a 1080. So those are just kind of my thoughts on the current GTX 1080 versus 1080 Ti, which one is right for you. Obviously, it's a case-by-case scenario. If money's not an issue, hey, go for the 1080 Ti. It'll give you better performance all day long. Or if you just want the best, square away that extra money for the 1080 Ti. More power to you. But I do want to know from you guys in the comments down below, if you're building a system today, which would you go for? Would you be going for the 1080 to save that extra money? Or would you go for the 1080 Ti? Or for a third option, since Nvidia is looking to release graphics cards in the somewhat near future here, do you play the waiting game at this point and just wait for the 1180s or the 1180 Ti's even further down the road, as the 1180 Ti's are not likely to be launched at the same time as the 1180? Let me know your thoughts on this whole matter down below. And of course, if you like this video and you want to see more like it, give it a like, share, subscribe, comment, all those things very helpful to the channel. You can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Hoosier Hardware, and as always, I'll let YouTube queue up a couple more videos from my channel for you to watch. I'm Shane with Hoosier Hardware, and I'll see you guys in the next video.